Okay, hello Climate Assembly, welcome to my session. My name is Mark Pryor and I head up transport for the Brighton Hove City Council, and I'm here to take you through a short introduction to the context of transport and carbon reduction here in the city. As you'd have read in the pre-reading, the focus of the first Brighton Hove Climate Assembly is transport, as around 1/3 of the city's carbon emissions stem from transport. This has been reducing by about 1% a year during the past decade, but reduction is much slower than savings from home and industry, and is much slower than is needed to address climate change. At the Council, we're really keen to hear your views and hope that the recommendations made by Assembly members reflect our ambitions for the city, which are a sustainable, strong and fair economy, safe, healthy and welcoming streets and neighbourhoods, an accessible city with a transport network everyone can use, improved air quality to safeguard the health of our communities, and a transport network that enhances our environment. In Brighton Hove, we remain an attractive destination for visitors and start-up businesses. If we fail to develop and update our offer, we will lose out to other destinations who are redesigning their city centres to remove the car. We host over 11 million visitors every year, so we need to give our visitors a positive experience to maintain our reputation and protect the 21,000 jobs related to tourism and hundreds of millions of pounds they bring to our economy. We have a growing population, currently 290,000 people, set to increase by 23,300 by 2030. Pollution causes over 170 early deaths each year, and air quality is still below legal levels in some parts of our city. Our city has the highest level of bus use outside of London, but average bus speeds are less than 10 miles per hour during rush hours. Bus journey times are increasing due to congestion, resulting in less journey time and increasing bus operating costs. Access to cars is low in the city. Nearly 40% of households don't have a car, and over 40% have only one car. Only 40% of Brighton Hove residents drive to work, compared to 60% in the southeast. Buses are a popular way of getting to work, with 13% using this mode of transport compared to 4% in the southeast. Brighton Hove residents choose an active means of getting to work at a rate of double the national average, with 20% travelling on foot and 5% cycling. However, around 1 in 4 residents don't reach the recommended 150 minutes of physical activity each week, so we want to encourage more travel that involves physical distance and movement. This is also supported by the South Downs National Park and the sea to the south. So it doesn't have the same options as other cities, but this could present other opportunities. So we are very constrained by the geography in the city. We've looked at measures and schemes in place or proposed in other cities, which we would like you to consider for Brighton Hove, and we've shortlisted some of the strongest in terms of the potential for reducing carbon emissions and align in differing levels to the Council's wider ambitions I shared earlier. They'll have the potential to be in place by 2030, and we feel they're unlikely to be the most effective in reducing carbon emissions by combining with each other and other interventions. We don't have time to cover in a package of measures. We've chosen 3 areas to focus on in this assembly, as these are likely to have the biggest impact on and require the most change from residents. These are fewer and cleaner cars, increasing public transport use, more active travel. For each of these areas, we'll present a number of possible measures or schemes for consideration, discussion and debate. We're open to your ideas too. At the Council, we've been taking steps towards reducing Brighton Hove's carbon emissions from transport and travel. This includes encouraging zero-emission vehicles, managing demand for parking in the city, trying to reduce car use, and increasing public transport use. Working towards an accessible and integrated transport system, developing public spaces and space that encourages and enables active travel. The Ipsos Mori team will be sharing some more detail on what we've been doing in these areas after tonight's session. We're interested in hearing what you were aware of and how you think it's been going. Coronavirus has significantly changed the way people are using roads and public spaces in Brighton Hove. and we see an increase in the number of people cycling for pleasure and everyday journeys. Fewer journeys are being made by car, and more of us are choosing to walk rather than drive short distances. Active travel, which is another way of saying travel that involves physical movement, such as walking and cycling, is playing an important role in helping people get around the city whilst maintaining physical distance and avoiding overcrowding on public transport. We have taken action to support walking and cycling as much as possible during the pandemic, and as restrictions ease, in line with central government guidance to reallocate road space for pedestrians and cyclists. This guidance includes specific quality requirements, including safely separating cyclists from other road users using physical interventions, not simply painted lines. The Ipsos Mori team will send round the COVID-19 Urgent Response Transport Action Plan after tonight's session. Again, we're interested in your views on how effective the action we've taken has been, especially given that we were unable to consult as we normally would before taking these steps to address the pandemic. So while we've been taking steps, we know that it's not enough to address climate change and reach our net zero 2030 target. We need to be more ambitious, and we need to work together to figure out what we can do to step up actions to reduce transport-related carbon emissions in Brighton Hove. Thank you so much for taking part, and we look forward to hearing your views and including them in our plans. Thank you very much.